You've double checked your shutter speed. You're using a solid depth of field and you're using the correct focusing mode, but your photos are still coming out soft. Sound familiar? The truth is, many blurry wildlife photos have nothing to do with your camera settings. Let's talk about 5 real reasons you're not getting sharp photos and how you can fix them quickly. Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm a professional wildlife photographer living in Charleston, South Carolina. And if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you in. And if you're returning to the channel, I want to welcome you back. So let's jump in and talk about those pesky blurry photos and why it's not your camera settings that's causing them. Number 1, you're not stable enough even when you're using an acceptable, slower shutter speed. There are many times in wildlife photography that we want to use those slower shutter speeds. Now, when I'm talking about a slower shutter speed, for this discussion anyway, I'm referring to shutter speeds that are between 1/400 and 1/800, figuring most of us are using lenses with a max reach of somewhere between 400 to 800 millimeters. Keeping in mind, as a general rule, when we are hand holding, we always want a shutter speed that is at least as fast as our longest focal length. So if we are using a 600 millimeter lens, we never want to use a shutter speed that is slower than 1/600. When you find yourself in that situation, hand holding and using a slower shutter speed that falls between 1/400 and 1/800, you need to pay strict attention to your hand holding technique. Don't try to take photos using your camera's back screen. Get that viewfinder right up to your eye and keep those elbows tucked in. If you're standing up, take a nice wide shoulder stance and give yourself support. If you're kneeling down, get on both knees so you can avoid any awkward or unbalanced positions. Number 2, you're focusing in the wrong place. Many photographers lock onto the wrong part of the subject, like the body instead of the eye. Even slight focus misplacements can make a photo look blurry or at the very least soft. Especially when we're using those longer wildlife lenses and shallower depth of fields, we always need to keep in mind aperture is not the only thing that controls our depth of field. We also need to consider other aspects such as our focal length, distance to our subject, background separation, and so on down the line. Whenever we are photographing anything with eyes, our goal is to always get our focusing point on those eyes. Number 3, you're rushing the shot. We all feel that pressure. The animal is moving, and suddenly we panic shoot. But quick, unsteady movements often introduce blur. As you become a more experienced wildlife photographer, tracking your subject will become much easier. But many photographers get blurry photos when they are newer because they are rushing their shots and their tracking is very erratic. This can often introduce camera shake. Number 4, heat distortion in atmospheric conditions. This is one we discuss on this channel a lot because it's something many photographers overlook. On warm days, especially when shooting across open fields or water, rising heat waves distort the air and blur fine detail. The longer your distance to the subject, the worse it gets. The fix? Get closer. Shoot early morning or late evening if at all possible. Sometimes we can visually notice these atmospheric conditions causing distortion in the air. If you do notice it, try to change your shooting angle until the effects are reduced. Number 5, clean your camera sensor and lenses. A smudge, a speck of dust, or even a cheap filter placed on the front of your lens can kill sharpness. Our camera sensors and lenses need regular cleaning to keep them free from these issues. Now, of course, this might seem pretty obvious, but you would be shocked at how many photographers rarely clean their camera sensors and their lenses. They can't figure out why their photos keep coming out blurry. They literally drive themselves bonkers only to find out it was due to a thumbprint. Don't be this photographer. Maintain your equipment. Getting sharp wildlife photos takes more than knowing your camera settings. It's about awareness and patience and control in the field. So before you blame your settings or even your gear, take a look at your habits. The solution might be in how you shoot, not what you shoot with. If any of these have caused you problems in the past, or maybe they're currently causing you problems, please share this in the comments below so we can all learn from it. Hey, are you looking for a new photo editor or perhaps looking to make a switch from the one you're currently using? Then you need to check out DxO Photolab 9. With its industry-leading noise reduction software and now its brand new AI masking tools, it's one of the best raw photo editors on the market today, and it's why I use this software for all of my professional work. Use the link that I've provided in the show notes below. Head on over to DxO and check it out for yourself. If you decide that you want to purchase it, don't forget to use my discount code at the time of checkout. That is Magnolia, and it will save you 15% off on your purchase. If you're not quite ready to make a purchase, be sure to download a 30-day free trial. You can check out every aspect of the program with absolutely zero restrictions. That is a great way to try out every single feature in this program firsthand. If you're worried about learning a new program, you don't want to go through the pains and the learning curves of learning a new program, don't worry. You can head over to my store, magnoliaphotography.com/store, and check out my DxO Photolab 9 Masterclass. I will teach you everything you need to know to create consistent and professional looking images. This course has nearly 7 hours of instruction. I provide you with 15 free raw images so that you can practice all of the editing techniques taught in the class. I also give you a PDF guide that's going to teach you how to customize your workspace. That is going to create that step-by-step editing workflow that's going to give you that consistency. I also give you my full DxO preset collection. Those are presets for wildlife, portraits, nature, and landscape. So head on over there and check all of that out. I also have some other wildlife resources over there, both free and paid. So you can be sure to check all of that out as well while you're over there. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me in today's video. I truly appreciate it. And you know what? Before you go, you may want to check out this next video right here.